Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to a new solo episode of Asian Business Owners, aka ABO. I'm currently recording in my bed, as you can see if you are on YouTube. I'm not usually doing that, but I don't know, I just felt like it was easier and it describes pretty well my mood these days. So I wanted to do this episode about productivity because January was a long month. I think it was 5 weeks long. And it was difficult for me to get back to work and put the same energy as I put in last year. So I kind of reflected on productivity and what it means and our misconceptions. So this episode is about the 3 misconceptions about productivity. Maybe you are feeling the same way. Maybe to you, being productive means being busy, having a lot of stuff to do. Without further ado, I will start with the first misconception. I'm looking at my notes on my phone. I just have like 3 bullet points and that's it. So super authentic way to record an episode. So just so you know, before recording this episode, I was hesitating between a few different topics. And actually I thought, you know what? When you wake up, just talk about the topic you feel like talking and then don't spend hours overthinking this. It's also a good way to make decisions. So the first misconception, every hour of the day should be filled with work. Okay, so this is something I strongly believed because I was in corporate before. I feel like in corporate you have to, be productive. You're paid. Technically, you're paid by the hour, so you have to perform and to show results of your work to your boss. It's very basic conception of corporate, but actually it's been built on that. Every hour has a cost, so you want to fill all the hours of your day with work. This can lead to showing your colleagues or boss that you're working, even though you're not super productive. And now as an entrepreneur, if I felt the need to fill every hour of my day, was not because of my boss or whoever, because I no longer have a boss, but it's more because I think that way I would achieve more. But actually, this is not at all true. I think it's actually the opposite. If you try to fill every hour of your day, you're more likely to burn out and then not be able to achieve anything else other than taking care of your mental health. It's just so difficult to change habits. There are a lot of theories about that. But this is not only habits, it's also a belief, which is ingrained. It's even more difficult to get rid of it. But I'm trying to be more kind to myself, to prioritize my mental health, because if I'm not in a good place, my business won't be either. So instead of filling every hour of my day, I rather start my day writing down a list of, 5, 6 things that I need to get done today. Depends also on the things. Some things take way more time. So then I have maybe only 3 things. But that's okay. For regular days where you feel that you can get some work done, maybe just have a list of a few things to get done. Throughout the day, you'll have unexpected things that will come up. You'll have maybe calls, meetings, you'll run into people, you'll have, urgent things to do. There are always stuff. But as long as you have your list, then you know you're on track. Try this for a week, for example. And if after a week or 2, you see that you can't do all the things you've planned for the day, maybe this is because you just overestimate the number of hours in one day and maybe you should think about it again. It's just my way of doing it because I think having a daily to-do list works better for me because then I can just schedule my day and shuffle things around to make it work. And if you're done with the list of things that you wanted to get done and it's 4 p.m., it's also a good idea to go out for a walk or to go work out or to have a coffee or drink with a friend or just rest or read a book or whatever. But it doesn't mean that your day should end at 7 p.m. or whatever. You're not in corporate anymore. And even if you are, in some countries, in Norway or Sweden, it's okay to finish work early. And actually, it's not okay. It's recommended because it means you get your work done. But if you finish at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., what does this mean? Maybe it means that you're actually not productive, or maybe it means that you have way too much on your plate and that you should revise your workload. So that was misconception number 1. So instead of filling every hour of your day, maybe think about the few things you have to get done today. Not more, not less. Or maybe less if you feel like it. But that's up to you. Okay, now misconception number 2. Let me check my phone. We have this idiom in French. Literally, if I translate, the world belongs to those who wake up early. If I literally translate. This is something I heard a lot when I was younger, even at school. I'm not sure I agree with that. And I think this belief is deeply rooted in me. And maybe in you too, in a lot of people actually, that if you start work at, for example, people who start working at 7:30 or 8 a.m., you have this, well, at least I do. I'm under this impression that they are active people, productive, that they know what they want and they go for it. We tend to think that the people who start working later, they don't have that focus, or maybe this is something I thought about myself. But actually, why is it important to start working early in the morning? Because it really depends on you. Maybe you're a morning person, maybe you're not. Maybe your brain is more focused in the morning or in the afternoon, or maybe at night, in the evening. So really ask yourself that question. When is your brain the most focused during the day? Mine is probably in the morning, but I don't need to start working super early. I stopped doing that as well. I stopped feeling the need and the pressure to start working at 8 a.m. or 8:30 because my husband starts super early. He starts at 8 a.m. Well, he needs to be at his office at 8 a.m. And I thought, yeah, okay, I should just get up at the same time as him and just start working early. But actually, maybe this is not a good idea. I realized that maybe I start working early and I kind of compare myself and my schedule to people in corporate to feel like, I validate my day because I have no one to tell me, oh, you work too much or you're not working enough. So I tried to, I was comparing myself, but actually that's not a good idea because during my day, I may have calls or meetings or recordings or whatever, but I'm not working in an office, so I have less interactions. Throughout the day, I'm so focused, and when you're working in an office, you can get interrupted with a lot of people, a lot of stuff, a lot of things happening around you. When you're not interrupted, you can achieve so much more because you're just focus, and at some point you need just to take breaks, and I'm super bad at taking breaks. And I'm working on that as well. And I thought I mentioned that in a previous episode. So actually, if I start working at 8:30 and then I stop at 5:30 or something like that, it's way too much work. If it's back to back, this task, okay, this task done, this other task done. And this is too much. And actually, I felt that my brain was never resting throughout the day. And actually, I felt that last year I was not channeling my energy, or maybe not in the right way, and I was trying to do so many things at the same time and so many things throughout my day, not taking breaks, and this is actually a very bad working habit. And I just realized that if I kept doing this, I couldn't keep going like that. At some point I would need to stop, or maybe I would, it would be too much. So yeah, just don't feel the pressure to start working early, or just listen to your needs and to your own schedule. So your body has its own schedule, and you need to play with that. You need to take that into account. And now let's move on to the third misconception about productivity. Busy means productive. What does busy mean actually? What does it mean to be busy? Does it mean that you're in a meeting? Does it mean that you are on a deadline? Does it mean that you're deep working and shouldn't be interrupted? What does that mean to be busy? I think being busy, it's just we like to say that. We like to say, no, I'm busy. I'm busy. Many people say back, oh yeah, busy is good. Busy is good means that business is going well. But you don't have to be busy all the time. And also busy can mean I'm busy taking care of myself, for example. I'm busy resting. I'm busy taking a walk, cooking a good meal, healthy meal. I'm busy listening to a podcast, for example, to this podcast. So right now you're busy. You're busy because you're listening to this podcast. You're reflecting on what I'm saying, I hope. Or maybe you're not even reflecting and maybe you're just resting your brain or whatever and hearing the sound of my voice. Just being busy doesn't mean anything, and it means everything at the same time. But don't feel like you need to be busy to be productive, because actually productive is just being careful about your energy, your workload, your balance. This is the way your business will get better and healthier. And this is also the way you can scale your business. And this is a conversation I had with a fellow entrepreneur friend a few weeks ago. She told me that she was exhausted and that she was trying to do too much and she's always super busy. But actually, this is not being productive to me. And I think we should have more representations of productivity. For example, the typical day at work, we all have it in mind, but maybe we should change this conception of a day at work. It's all about challenging the norms. Yeah, I don't know really how to end that last point. You got me. So you don't have to be busy all the time. And also reflect on what busy means. Anyway, so that's it, dear listeners. I hope you had a good time listening to me. I hope this triggered a few reflections on your end, that you are thinking about how productive you are and how to assess your productivity and what productive means to you. And I hope that you will reconsider your schedule and how you plan your days, because maybe there are better ways for you to be productive. Something I heard in the podcast lately was to ask ChatGPT to schedule your day, to schedule your week actually, including all the things you want to do during your week. For example, going to the gym or having dinner with your partner or friends or whatever. All the things that are not work. I think this is a good idea to have a base, but it doesn't mean you have to follow the guidelines from ChatGPT. It can just give you an idea of what a week schedule could look like for you. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I hope you liked that episode. Please let me know. You can add comments directly on Spotify, on YouTube, or you can DM me on Instagram at abo.pod. And please, if you have any thoughts or any ideas, suggestions of topics for future solo episodes, please let me know. Reach out to me, DM me, message me, text me, call me, whatever. Share it with me. I would love to get your ideas. I hope you will take care of yourself, of your mental health, of your energy, of everything that makes you an active human being. I wish you all a good rest of the day. Maybe it's time for me to get out of bed. Have a good day, everybody. I see you next week. Bye.